why are you so obsessed with Halloween? I mean, it's just like Mom says. It gives little kids dumb ideas about there being magic.
Halloween is cool, Nature Boy. I mean, it's exciting, strange, and ancient.
Welcome, everybody, to a bonus episode of Shadows and Sightings, a paranormal podcast where we talk about all things spooky. I'm Taylor.
I'm Nick.
And we've got the Halloween nostalgia episode for you today, dropping on this blessed day of Samhain.
Oh, yeah. Is that today?
It's not today, but when the episode comes out, it will be.
Oh, true.
Don't tell them that. Don't tell them that we're not recording it on Halloween.
It's so convincing.
I'm fine.
I thought you said it with such confidence.
Such vigor.
Such, like, I'm a salesman and you're going to buy this car. All right. Yeah. Here's my money.
You are, yeah. And you're welcome. This baby's got 330,000 miles on it. You just bought this for $12,000. You got this at a steal, buddy.
I wish I had the confidence of, like, not the
of a used car salesman,
but like the ones from like the 70s and
like
80s,
the grimy ones. Like this old girl, she's a 1986 Cadillac. She only had 6 dead hookers in her. I'll give this to you today if you drive this thing off the lot for $500 less than what you would pay for it over the next lot over.
Okay, so what's the final price for this baby right here? You're looking at $80,000.
But it is a Thursday. We're gonna knock that price down to $13,000. If you're paying cash. And there were 6 dead hookers in it. Could still be 6 dead hookers in there. Who knows?
You hit the nail in the net. Why is your car salesman Jeff Foxworthy?
I don't know. I always think of like a used car salesman from the 70s being like one of those rednecks
from like Texas.
Yeah. With like the huge like 14-acre car lot and the big sign on top of the building. It's a billboard, and then on top of the billboard, it's a car, like a real car. And it says like Jeff Foxworthy's brand new used cars under it. Call 999-777-6545.
Oh, like red font.
Yeah. And then like you just hear him come on the radio. This was Crazy Jeff down here at Jeff Foxworthy's big car deals in Emporium. If you want a car that'll at least get you somewhere.
Point A to point B. Well,
no questions asked, but maybe it might not get you to point C. Yeah, I don't know. That's my, but he's always in the mustard suit in my head. Like the Dwight Schrute special, like the brown jacket, like
the yellow shirt,
brown tie,
the bolo tie,
aviators, a big old thick mustache. But that's like the salesman, the owner comes out in like an all white, like rhinestoned suit with a big cowboy hat.
that rich old money.
Yeah. You can get a huge beer belly. Just chiefing a huge cigar.
It just reeks of like whiskey and cigars.
And domestic violence.
And Boss Hog energy.
Yeah, exactly. Blake Boss Hog. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, that's it. Nothing to do with Halloween.
Not at all. Not at all.
But so this is a bonus episode. We don't really have anything planned for this. We're just going to talk about things we used to do for Halloween growing up as kids back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Some Halloween traditions, some things we like to do for Halloween, just reminiscing a little bit. And if this thing goes off the rails, it's a bonus episode.
All right, start off with some Halloween traditions.
Halloween traditions, sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
Would you?
Oh, you're going to make me go.
Well, I mean, I didn't really have Halloween like traditions. I mean, of course, the trick-or-treating every year. So in the neighborhood that I used to live in when I was a kid, it was like clockwork. As soon as like 5 o'clock rolled around, all the parents would start coming out in the neighborhood, like the cul-de-sac and all that. They'd all meet. All the parents would meet up and they're talking to each other. All the kids are running around. And then it was kind of like all right, go ahead and go. And then, as soon as like 5:30, 6 o'clock rolled around.
And which neighborhood was this?
The one,
Okay.
mom's old neighborhood.
Okay.
And that one. Yeah, just start hitting all the houses.
I didn't realize they had a big meeting before trick or treat started.
I mean, meeting in the sense of some of the parents would begin to gather and stuff outside because they kind of just knew. We had a HOA, so there was communication, prior to here's when, Halloween.
Turn your lights on
Pretty much.
at this time. And if anybody's out after this time, they shouldn't be out.
So I always remember getting off the bus and then running home and just being excited to get your costume on. If you grabbed your whatever you were using as a trick-or-treat bag, whether it was a pillowcase, whether it was a
treat bucket,
bucket,
a Walmart bag, just anything you can find.
I remember having the pumpkins.
Yeah.
Like the orange jack-o'-lantern
like the blow mold pails.
Yeah. Orange one, a green one. I think he used the pillowcase one year.
Yeah.
I remember Lance was the first time I'd ever seen. He was like the pillowcase.
He's like, you know what?
Yeah, he was smart.
Yeah.
He was smart.
So you're using this little pail, Nick. This is what you need. I can just see him. I can just see him doing it.
Yeah, he just pulled out his back pocket. Is that a pillowcase?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
about to learn you a thing or two.
About to rock your fucking world.
Never went back.
Yeah, you can't go back. That's the thing, man.
Once you unlock the pillowcase,
you live in a neighborhood that's big enough and participates enough in trick or treat, and you're not bringing a pillowcase with you, you are doing it wrong. You are limiting your resources big time. What was your favorite? Do you have a most memorable costume that you ever dressed up in?
The year that Phantom Menace came out.
Okay.
I was Qui-Gon Jinn.
Shut the fuck up.
I was Qui-Gon Jinn.
Weren't.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Yeah. Well, that was 99. I guess I wouldn't have seen you at Halloween that year. We knew each other then.
We did.
We knew each other.
But we wouldn't. But
You're 7
did
years
I come
old.
to school as Qui? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we had Halloween. I just remember I had
That's amazing.
Like the plastic Qui-Gon.
You're gonna say the white face on.
The white face. Yeah. Just rolled up. What do you mean it's offensive?
I am a Jedi Master. Did you have the robes and all that stuff too?
Had the robes, the green lightsaber.
Oh, man.
with it. Dude, it was fire.
I hope somebody has a picture of that somewhere in your family.
So.
No?
Unfortunately.
Damn.
Yeah, it was Qui-Gon Jinn. There was that one. I think I was a ninja a couple times.
I do remember you being a ninja.
I think I was a vampire one year. I said ninja a couple years. I think I was Zorro.
Really?
Yeah. I was Batman one year.
I didn't realize you had such a plethora of awesome costumes that you did.
I was a pirate. I didn't ask for this shit. I was Zorro in kindergarten, and I remember my mom put the mustache and stuff on me and had the hat and everything.
You needed a mustache on you?
Yeah, she drew it on me.
You didn't already have one?
That was before the mustache days. Not too far after that though. Yeah, I'm sure I was a whole bunch of other things that I'm not remembering.
I can't believe you were Batman.
I have a picture of it somewhere.
Yeah, I hope so.
I think mom has it because I was at a buddy's house and his mom took the picture of us. I was Batman. He was the Green Power Ranger.
Nice.
So yeah, that was you.
I always went for the scary stuff. More often than not, I was always trying to be something scary. I do have pictures somewhere. One year when I don't remember which sister it was that was born yet, but there was a picture of me and my brother at the hospital, showed up in our Halloween costumes because we had just got them. And I was the gargoyle from the TV show Gargoyles, the main dude.
Yeah.
I was him. Yeah. And my brother was Wolverine. And then also I was Batman a couple of times.
Yeah.
No surprise there.
Sure.
But then, as I got older, like I said, I always want to be something scary. And that was right around the time when, do you remember the masks?
The blood.
The blood, the bleeding masks.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That was a game changer. I was a skull bleeding face for like 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
Every year they would come out with a different version of it. One year it'd be like a regular, or it was like the ghost face mask.
Yeah.
And then they would change it and only the eyes would bleed the next year or something. I was like, that's it, cool. I just want the eyes to bleed. That's, and then the year after that, guess what? Green blood now.
Now that you say that, I think I might have been that one year.
I think everybody.
Yeah, like, I think I was.
You had the little heart in your hand when you're walking around.
Pump, Yeah, I think I was that one year. I remember
going up to like the first year that those kind of came out. I think that year I was probably like one of the only kids that had that costume. I don't know how that happened, but I went up to this one house. It was kind of near the end. And I would trick or treat and like start making the blood pump down their face. And the lady that gave the trick or treat, she was like, "Oh my goodness, that is the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Ed, get in here. You gotta see this costume." And then he comes walking out. He's like, "Wow, look at that. Isn't that?" And they're like the sweetest, like little, like not old couple, but they were like probably 60s. And
in
like
the 90s,
it was like 2002, 2003, something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were just like, "Wow, I've never seen anything like that. These costumes are just getting better and better all the time.
What a time to be alive."
We have peaked as a society."
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet, bro.
Yeah. And then there was one year, I remember I went, those masks that don't have the face, they look like it's just like a hood and then a black, like kind of like a veil almost where you can't see your face.
Yeah.
I was that at elementary school once. And we used to do that. Like, you remember we used to dress up at elementary school and do like the parade. Mm-hmm. Nobody knew who I was. And I thought that was the coolest thing. I was like, yes, good. Nobody knows me. I can do anything.
I can cause all kinds of mischief.
I think there was another kid there dressed like almost as the same thing. And everybody thought it was him. They're like, "Is that so-and-so?" And I was just not saying a word. Just like, she's not.
It's like, I'm actually a full grown ass man.
Beard just comes flying out. And
How'd you get in here?
Did you have any like weird trick-or-treating moments? Anything come to mind?
Weird trick-or-treating moments.
I have one. That's the only reason I ask.
Yeah. You go first. Let me think about that, because I'm sure maybe there was
something might come to you.
Yeah.
So it was in the old neighborhood that I grew up in. Yeah. So we're out trick-or-treating, and that neighborhood was like a mecca. It was if I would go trick-or-treating in that neighborhood 1,000 times, I would never get tired of it.
Yeah. Okay.
We're back on like the back road, and we're working our way down through, and this one house has their porch light on. Of course, everybody knows when your porch light is on, trick-or-treat. So we walk up, and the guy opens the door. He's like a Chinese guy or an Asian dude.
Yeah.
And the face that because we were the first people that walked up to his house, I guess, that night, had no idea what the hell was happening. He had no idea. So he's like, looks around. He's like, trick or treat. He like, you see, like, he's like thinking, he's like,
he's panicking.
He's like panicking. And then he reaches behind the door. And when I tell you, he had a fucking box of fortune cookies. A box. Like, it's a big ass. It was like the size of your dog crate of fortune cookies. He reaches in, grabs 2 handfuls, dumps them in our bags, sends us on our way, and off goes the porch light. I was like, that guy didn't know that it was Halloween. But that was awesome because like fortune cookies slap ass, man. I fucking love fortune cookies.
They do. They're really good.
I was like, we have 6 pounds of chocolate bars and then 2 pounds of fortune cookies in our trick or treat bag. Oh man, that was so much fun.
Just I can imagine his face. Oh gosh, crap.
And I don't want to be insensitive, but like he was clearly very new at being an American.
Yeah. He probably
did not have probably any idea. Like probably just found out about what trick-or-treating and Halloween was.
Sure.
Like the month leading up, like probably just seen it in the stores.
Yeah.
But probably had no idea what was going on. And then, but like, where the fuck did he get all those fortune cookies from? Unless he owned a Chinese restaurant or something, I guess maybe.
Maybe, I don't know, like a takeout joint or something like that.
Yeah. But man, I will never, unless I get dementia, I will never forget walking up to that poor guy's house.
Yeah. I don't really think, nothing's coming to mind about like bizarre or strange or weird. or just out of the ordinary Halloween experiences.
That's fine. Not everybody has one. That was just one of those things that just sticks out in my head that I will never forget. Yeah. We also had another house. It wasn't a weird thing, but there was a house back in our back cul-de-sac. And I mentioned this in our very first episode, our intro episode. This house would go all out. They had a kind of a longer driveway, and you would walk up through the driveway and it was all covered and it was like a haunted house.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you would go through their garage and it was like a maze and stuff, and then come out the garage.
Yeah.
And man, there was a line going out that cul-de-sac for all the kids wanting to go through the trick-or-treat line at this haunted house. And I was always too scared to go in it, but just people like that just made Halloween epic.
There were a couple of those in the neighborhood growing up that they would do that. They'd have the garage decked out, and then it'd be a maze leading into the side door, and then you'd come out the front door or something like that.
Right.
Or go through the front door into the...
That's crazy. You just don't see that anymore where people let you come into their house.
I think with the advent, not the advent, but the internet taking off the way that it has, people are more hesitant about going into people's homes and stuff like that.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm as a parent, I would not be comfortable with, yes. My kid,
just going into somebody's house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just, and maybe our parents felt the same way, I guess, growing up.
Back in those days,
but the atmosphere was different.
Yeah, I was gonna say, back in those days, your neighbors, you knew all of your neighbors.
Yeah, and you talked to, yeah, with phones and everything and the internet, people are definitely more isolated.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, like I said, in the beginning, all the parents would come out into the cul-de-sac and start chatting with each other or whatever. And, then we, as a group, a lot of times, the parents, we would walk together. As we got a little older, they would kind of just send us on our way and give us the expectations, come back when, the streetlights are on. But they even knew, okay, it's Halloween night, the streetlights, you guys can be out a little bit later.
Right. You don't come home until all the porch lights are off.
Yeah, exactly.
That was our neighborhood.
Yeah, hit all the houses, but when the porch lights start to come off, then you got to head back home.
Because then you're done. Favorite candy to get for trick-or-treating?
Reese's, hands down.
Yeah. For sure.
I think Reese's, it changed my mind. Reese's is by far.
It's the superior candy.
It really is. You can't beat it.
Better.
You can't beat Reese's.
The only way you can beat it is if you get a Take 5. And even then, it's a toss-up. Because I do like Take 5s.
Anything Reese's, really.
Yeah. Or a Fast Break.
Oh, gosh. When the Fast Break bar came out, that's when shit got real. That's when. It was because by then Reese's was already top of its game. There was no contender. And then Fast Break came out and it was whoa.
You just went from a Super Bowl to winning Super Bowl MVP.
Right. It's Reese's was how do we elevate our game even further?
And some brilliant guy at the Hershey HQ was what if we
add
just
nougat to it?
And everybody just slow clapped and stood up.
Yeah. This guy. And
Hershey rose up from his grave.
Little Hershey was this is why.
This is why we invented chocolate.
Yeah.
For a moment like this. I don't know why he sounds like Mufasa.
James Earl Jones.
Yeah. Remember that time we went to Hershey Park and we got abducted?
I have told that story so many times to people and nobody believes you.
I believe
nobody believes me.
I believe you. When I say abducted, we weren't really abducted. We weren't in any danger. We were coming off of the Chocolate World ride. And we're walking down back in those days. If you go to Hershey Park now, it's pretty much a straight shot. You come off the ride, up the stairs, past the photos, back down the stairs, you're out.
You can actually see it now, though.
Yes.
The room that they took us in, you can see where it was oh, that's that room that they took us in.
But back then it was kind of longer and they had these secret sliding doors.
Yeah, it was walled off. You had no idea that was back there.
And our parents, and I don't remember who I was there, but it was me and you, and I think.
And Adam.
Was he?
It was Adam, you and I, yeah.
So, anyways, so we get kind of separated from the rest, and these guys are just standing there hey, you guys come in this room with us. And we're uh-oh, what?
And they're dressed up, and they're dressed up like security.
Right. We weren't being bad on the ride or anything, but I was did we do something in the picture? Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're all right, we're going to put you down here and we're going to give you some chocolate to try.
In my mind, the black, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it was just a white room with a little table in front. No windows.
No windows.
Thing come up and slide the chocolate through.
Yeah.
It would close and you're okay. And I think they had a little thing, like a scorecard almost.
Yeah, they gave us a little, and like those little golf pencils or whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, this is a new line of chocolate called Chocolate or Hershey Symphony. Tell us what you think.
It wasn't Symphony. It was those wisp things. Those like,
but it was a couple of different things. Was it the chocolate like Pringles almost?
Was it a couple? I just remember
They gave us like two different, because I remember it being like the Symphony where it was like super melty. Like as soon as you put it in your mouth, it started to melt.
Yeah.
I remember that one. Maybe we tried different things. But,
Okay.
Man.
When we tell people that, like, they don't, like, no one is like, that didn't happen. Like, it fucking happened. It was me and two other guys that dragged us into this back room.
We helped launch these products, I'm telling you. But
Reese's, definitely top of the game. Fast break bar. If it isn't a Reese's for me, I guess the next favorite candy would have been, I like Snickers.
Snickers are good. I'm on, like, apparently this is a new debate happening. People think that Three Musketeers sucks. I don't. I like Three Musketeers.
Where did that come from?
I've been saying people are like hating on Three Musketeers lately. I don't know why, but they're hating on them.
I would say if it wasn't Snickers, then it'd be a toss-up between Milky Way and...
I'm going Butterfinger, though. Butterfinger's number 2.
Butterfinger.
Reese's, Butterfinger, and then I think I would go Three Musketeers.
Paydays are good.
Paydays are good.
I like Crunch bars, too.
Oh, yeah, the Nestle Crunch.
Just like a good old-fashioned Crunch bar.
Good old-fashioned Nestle Crunch bar.
Oh, man.
I used to really like cookies and cream, too, like the Hershey's cookies and cream bars.
Still do.
I haven't had one in so long that I'm sure that I probably still like it, but it's been a while since I've had a cookies and cream bar. Worst thing to get was Nerds.
No.
Okay, hold on. Before you get into that.
No.
Nerds, Nerd Ropes, and then like the shitty homemade candies, or the
I like the off-brand stuff.
Off-brand shit, like the circus peanuts, or the Tootsie Rolls, but they weren't Tootsie Rolls. They were like the weird
Fruit Chews.
Those
I like Fruit Chews. They're good.
Those. Or the multicolored ones. I don't think they were Fruit Chews, but they were like Tootsie Rolls, but they were like, they might have been fruit flavored, but I don't think they were called Fruit Chews. And then you had the tan ones. Were they butterscotch or some shit? Vanilla. Yeah. Fuck those. Nick's about to go on a tirade.
No.
I open the floor to you, sir.
No, the worst thing you can get on Halloween night is a fucking popcorn ball. Utter complete garbage. Like, I remember the first time I got a popcorn ball, literally was just staring at it like, what is this? And why did you disgrace my bag by putting it in there? And my buddy it might have been Lance or something. Oh, it was a popcorn ball. I'm like, oh, you know what this is? You've indulged in this disgustingness? Oh, it just it fires me up.
I would just like to interject that I think popcorn balls are good.
They're just...
I don't know what you don't like about them.
What I don't like about them?
Because you like popcorn.
I do.
You like kettle corn?
I do.
You stick it together in a ball form and you eat it.
But
there's nothing inherently different about a popcorn ball.
It's the principle.
Somebody has the fucking audacity.
The nerve. Yeah, I go to your house. I'm expecting something like a Jolly Rancher, a Reese's. You're just going to drop...
Don't even take a Rice Krispie treat.
A Rice Krispie treat. You're going to drop a freaking... And sometimes they didn't have the nerve to, add, what is it, insult to injury or whatever. Like, it was like the popcorn ball from like the year previous because it's stale as fuck.
I'll give you that. A stale popcorn ball is not a fun time.
And then you're sitting there thinking like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll see what all the hype is. You bite into this stale ass popcorn ball. It's like, oh God.
Then you got to go to the dentist and just break your teeth on a popcorn ball.
Oh, don't even start on the dentist.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, then you go to the dentist and they give you toothbrushes and mouthwash and floss.
The nerve.
Like, make sure you guys brush your teeth. It's Halloween night. Get real.
You went to the dentist on Halloween?
No, like the dentists like that were dentists in like the neighborhood, and they give out.
Oh, like that work for the dental offices. Yeah.
Or that I forget who it was, but there were a couple times where they were somehow either the dentists themselves or they were affiliated with the dental office, and they give you like toothbrushes and stuff.
And I'm like, I'm coming back here later.
It's like, oh, that's a nice Mercedes you got over there.
Be a shame if it was covered in eggshells.
What did you say?
Oh, nothing. Just gonna use this floss later. Make sure I get all this candy out of my teeth as I watch your house burn.
Yeah. No, I don't know why popcorn.
The people that give out loose candies, raisins, pennies, floss, toothbrushes, apples.
They should be flogged.
You should, 1, be flogged. 2, excommunicated from the United States. 3, be forced to stand trial in front of a jury of your peers and family, and you should be forced to tell us why you think that is okay.
Like pennies. You got pennies on Halloween?
Sometimes people would just give you like fucking whatever they had. I got a car key once. This guy's like, I don't know what this key goes to. You can have it. I think this is to a 1986 Corvair.
You got one of those lying around there? Oh my gosh. Like,
but yeah, no, I don't. Sometimes you just get weird. Like people just give you whatever they had because they were not prepared. It's like clearly were like night shifters or something. So they did not plan on giving out Halloween treats. And then all of a sudden they got laid off from their job or their schedule changed. And then all of a sudden they're free on Halloween night. Nothing to give out. So they're just like, here's some.
I got a paper clip, 37 cents,
a ball of string,
a rubber band, and an expired coupon to Denny's.
Take your pick.
I'll take the coupon. Like, no, I think one year.
Or the people that hand out like Bible verses.
I was just about to say, I think one year I got like some Bible tracts and just like put it in my hand, just like staring at it.
I can't eat this.
Like, can I eat this? Like,
what is your thoughts on like Laffy Taffy? That's another bad candy to me. If I get Laffy Taffy, those are going in the trash.
I don't,
especially if it's banana flavored. Ugh.
He was ranting about that the other day. He was so mad. He got
it doesn't taste like banana.
He was just, and he never does that. And he was just like, I don't understand why this is even, it's disgusting. Like, he's just so serious about it. Like,
it's true. It really is.
Banana, yeah, it's nasty. I wouldn't go out of my way to get it. When I was a kid, I would eat it. Not the banana ones, but wasn't there like a green apple one?
I think it was a green apple. I think there was a blue one. Like the pink one was pretty decent, but I don't remember the flavors exactly.
I never really cared for Wonka candy.
Yeah.
Nerds.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a Wonka bar? Have you ever seen the chocolate? I've never seen it. I don't think. You ever had it?
I've never had it, but I've seen it. Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's funny how it didn't really, maybe it's always been around, but I didn't really see it until we were a little bit older.
And like the movie.
Like the last 10 years.
Yeah. So. Like the movie started. I feel like it's like a limited release with the movie. If a movie comes out about chocolate or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, you get the Wonka bars coming out.
But I've never had one. I think you can buy them now, though.
You might be able to. You can probably get them on Amazon.
Yeah, Wonka bar. No.
Could you imagine being that house that gives out full-sized Wonka candy bars for Halloween? Just really freak people out. Just like dress as Willy Wonka. Yeah. That'd actually be pretty cool.
Willy Wonka one year?
You just be like Willy Wonka and give out Wonka bars for Halloween for trick or treat.
Or just all the bizarre candies that he makes.
Yeah, like the everlasting gobstoppers and all that shit. And then just like cuss a small child out at the end of the night. I say good day, sir.
Slam the door.
Give like one kid a golden ticket. Doesn't do anything. You just give it one.
Yeah, what do I get with this? That's it.
Get out.
You can get out. Trick or treating ended 30 minutes ago. Slam.
Oh man. What did you do when you got back home from trick or treating? What was your like wind down routine? Yeah.
Depending on the mood that my parents were in, they would, interject themselves. Mostly my dad would interject himself and be, all right, let me truck the candy. Got to pay the dad tax. Got to pay I think in all honesty, he was checking just to make sure because he was kind of paranoid a little bit.
Yeah. We talked about that in the History of Halloween episode. That just dropped on Tuesday. So go back and listen to that. If you're listening to this one and didn't listen to that, go check that one out.
Yeah. Just going through, if I had my buddies, buddy Kyle, Charlie, Jeff, Brandon, I think all of us, like that was like all, and I think on occasion Lance too, we would like kind of get together. a couple of times Lance and I got together, we were like kind of like exchanging candies and stuff, and then we'd like say, "Oh, I'll trade you this. Oh, you got that?
I'll trade you the Kit Kat for the Snickers."
Yeah, like, what's that?
Those were the best times, man. I'm telling you, like it was like trading cards or something back then. Like you get with all your buddies on after Halloween and just trade away. So good.
Did you ever get like Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards one year for Halloween? No.
Wasn't that lucky?
I want to say there might have been like one year where it was like a booster.
Oh wow!
Like, I think
that family must have really cared.
It had to have been like the dad was like rich or something, and like
for sure to just hand out Pokemon cards on Halloween.
Yeah, just like
because those. I mean, even back then they weren't like cheap. No, I don't think. I always had to beg to get Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh cards at the store. What do you need Yu-Gi-Oh cards for? What are you going to do with them?
I can hear it.
You can hear it.
I can hear him. Like, what is
a Yu-Gi man?
What is that? What is that? Like it's.
He was usually was pretty cool about it, but it was like, come on, Dad, get some Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Did your parents ever do the whole like, all right, well, if I get this for you, what are you going to do for me?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah,
you had to barter.
What are you gonna do for me?
You gonna dust the house this week if I buy you these Yu-Gi-Oh cards right now?
You gonna mow the lawn?
Yes.
You can mow the lawn, huh? It's like,
Guess if I got you this pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you could wash the dishes for a week. You think that kind of manual labor is worth a $3 pack of cards? Like, come on now. Jeez.
What is this? I'm like a dictatorship.
Well, if you don't want to do that, I guess you're just not going to get these cards. But last time I checked, I was the one with the money.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's so
fine. And then you get the cards and there's nothing good in them. And you just made the worst deal of all time. You're just like, I have been bamboozled.
It's like, there's nothing that I can do. Like, I can't do anything with these cards. Can't trade. Got no value.
I've already got this one. I got 2 of these.
Freaking suck. Like
nothing.
Gotta do these damn dishes now.
So trading candies around, winding down a little bit.
Put on a spooky movie. I always put on like Halloween, Charlie Brown Halloween.
Oh yeah, it's Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Yeah,
that's always a good one.
Because that was back when we had like cable TV. And stuff. So it always came on. What was it?
It was always on like ABC or something.
It was like ABC or TBS, whatever. Yeah,
mm-hmm. They would show it like 2 or 3 times in a row.
Yeah,
because it's like a 30-minute special, maybe something like that. I would always go home and then watch like Nick or Treat, like Nickelodeon, like Nick or Treat. Yeah. Man, thank God for the internet for a lot of reasons, but no more of the reasons than like on YouTube, you can actually go find Nick or Treat or Snick or Treat from 1999, full episodes, 3 hours long with the commercials. And you just go through and man, you talk about a blast of nostalgia. Oh my goodness. Like I seen an episode, I was watching it and the commercial came on for Casper and Pepsi. So like, it's like they're going through this haunted house and you hear like clanging and banging. And then the next thing, Casper's like trying to leave with a Pepsi and he can't get the Pepsi out of the fridge because he's a ghost. He's trying to pull it out. He can't make it.
Holy shit. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I think I remember that.
I was like, And then like the Fruity Pebbles commercials where Fred and Barney are Barney's dressed as a ghost. And Fred's like, oh, Barney, you're not going to get my Fruity Pebbles. He pulls the sheet off and he's a skeleton and he runs away. And then Barney's like, Fred, you idiot. And then he unzips the skeleton costume and it's just him eating the Fruity Pebbles.
But wasn't there like another part to that commercial though?
Probably, yeah.
Like Betty shows up and she's like actually like a skeleton or something.
Could have been.
Freaks out. Yeah.
Could have been. And like the Count Chocula commercials, so good. And then, do you remember the bugs you could make out of like Jell-O?
Yeah, I had those.
Did you have one?
I had those, yeah.
Man, I never had one. I don't know what I would have done with it if I got one. You can make like bugs, and then there was another thing where you could make, was it like body parts or something? And it was like Jell-O brain or something.
That vaguely sounds familiar.
Yeah. Those Halloween tie-in toys back in like the late 90s just couldn't be beat.
Dude, there's just toys in general like the 90s. I remember there was a Halloween or like a zombie themed Hot Wheels track where it was like
my God, yeah.
This like green monster thing that like the eyes would pop out.
Yeah.
You would scoop the car up and throw the car or whatever.
Yes.
Like the track or whatever.
Holy shit, I forgot all about that. You just unlocked a core memory. Oh my God.
I remember seeing that. I wanted it so bad. And I can't remember if I doubt I got it. But I remember seeing it. I was like, oh my God.
They would pop out the eyes or something. The cars would fly through where the eyeballs were or something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Like the eyes would pop out, but like the hand would come down and like it would scoop the car and like you had to like beat like the timer of like, the hand or whatever.
Yeah, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for bringing that memory back.
I
My
thought
goodness.
that was like the coolest Hot Wheel track. And I'm like, God, I want that Hot Wheel track.
Yeah. And I was never even like that big into Hot Wheels. I mean, like I had a bunch of them, tons of them.
Yeah.
Never had the tracks though. We just played with the cars. Never had the tracks.
Oh, I had a couple of tracks. Like, even if it was just like the tracks themselves, just like setting them up around the house and stuff, and like watching the cars get in on that.
Man, so good. And then like all the Halloween tie-ins at like the fast food restaurants. I remember Taco Bell had the little like, and that's when Taco Bell used to actually give out toys with, I don't know what you would get at Taco Bell that you would get a toy, but they were like little squishy monster balls.
Do not remember those.
Really?
I don't think I was really one to get kids meals from Taco Bell though.
I don't remember Taco Bell ever having kids meals, but I guess they did. I remember having those toys though.
I just remember.
And you had like the chicken nugget buddies from McDonald's. They would come like little chicken nuggets, and they were little like plastic toys. And you could put one had the little witch hat, one was a ghost, one was a Frankenstein.
Take that back. I remember those now. I remember those now. Yeah. Yep. I was going to say most of the toys that I remember from like Burger King and fast food were things Burger King, McDonald's. I remember all of the promotions and the specials from like movies and stuff. Not really Halloween related, but McDonald's. No, it might have been Burger King. They had a series of watches from like Jurassic World.
Oh, or Jurassic Park.
Or Jurassic Park, yeah. I remember having those.
I remember the one, it was dinosaur like skin for like the wristband, and then the watch face itself was like a holographic eye.
Yeah. Yep. I remember that.
That's the one I remember the most. Burger King, like low key, slapped with the toys they had back then.
Oh,
all the watches were good.
Remember when Rugrats the movie came out?
Yep.
They had the series for Rugrats.
I think I had the Reptar watch.
Yeah. Yep.
And then they had all the Pokemon, like with the original 50, like it was like 52 Pokemon or something.
50.
It wasn't like all of them. It wasn't all 150 or whatever. But they had like 38 or something. Like, and every time you get a little keychain Pokeball and the Pokemon was inside, it was always different.
They had the golden, like when Pokemon 2000 came out.
The golden cards.
The golden cards.
I had the full set. I have no idea where that is these days. I wish I could find them. If I could just find all the Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards that I had back in the day, I'd be sitting on a gold mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had the first edition holographic Charizard. That thing goes for like $3,000 on eBay now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We had the first edition, all of the like Blastoise, Venusaur, Zapdos, all of like every. And then Yu-Gi-Oh the same way. I had the first edition like Yu-Gi deck, like the starter Yu-Gi deck. Adam had the Kaiba deck.
Yeah. Lance was talking about that. I think he said that his mom still has like the binder. Like she kept, because it's just not to sell it, just like a memory, just a memory. Mm-hmm. Like it was like such a big part of his childhood.
Yeah,
you know?
I would love to find all my cards.
Yeah, if we still had them, it'd be crazy. So comparing candies, kind of going through. You put on a Halloween movie,
maybe a hot chocolate because it was a little cold when you got home.
I didn't do that too much.
Really,
I didn't do hot cocoa. Hot cocoa was more of like a Christmas day, like a snow day kind of thing.
If it wasn't a hot chocolate, it was like a cold drink. I guess it would be like a Pepsi or for me, it was like a Brisk iced tea. Back when Brisk was
when Brisk was like
Brisk baby,
yeah,
or Nestea. Back when Nestea Cool with the with like the snowman on the can.
Oh, is that what that was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all coming back.
You're just gonna start weeping soon, just remembering all these memories. Yeah, cold drink. I mean, like I said, because too young to drink coffee or anything like that, so it was never a coffee. But something a warm drink if it was a chilly Halloween night.
Yeah,
and then just sit on the floor and watch Nick or Treat or Charlie Brown. I didn't watch horror movies. I know that they were on when we were kids. They would be on, but I was too young to watch them. Didn't have any interest in watching them.
Yeah. No, it was about
it changed. I mean, we had Goosebumps though. We had like Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark? So we'd sit and watch Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark on Halloween night. The Goosebumps marathon on Halloween night was incredible. Yeah. Still is. I bought the Haunted Mask on VHS. Yeah. So I plan on watching that this year on Halloween. Man, so good. And then you'd be eating candy for a month.
Yep. parents would take it and be like, okay, we're going to put this in
A savings account.
yeah, basically. And you munch on that throughout the next month or so.
Yeah, exactly. Can't eat it all at once.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was a kid, we'd get home and like we'd dump all our candy out. They would go through it, check it, make sure and stuff. And then after that, we would take it downstairs. Our bedroom, my bedroom is downstairs, me and Adam's. And we had no adult supervision downstairs.
I'm about to smash every single one of these pieces of candy.
I mean, we would take the suitcases. We would take the pillowcases around the neighborhood, so we'd be full. We'd be like dragging those cases back because our neighborhood is huge.
Yeah.
You probably hit 250 houses on Halloween night. So we had like probably 300 or 400 pieces of candy.
Sure.
And I'd probably probably like 20 or 30 pieces of candy, and then just be an insane psycho for 45 minutes until I sugar crash hard.
Dead. Like,
wake up, it's November 1st, and you just reminisce on how fucking epic that last night was. We usually had to go to school the next day.
that was the only thing I hated about it.
I know.
Could you imagine how much more epic Halloween night would have been if we had off school the next day?
Right? Or you just get lucky and it's on a Friday night or a Saturday night.
Yeah. It's...
Doesn't happen often.
No.
So it seems like it's always on a weekday. You should just have November 1st off. I'm pitching this idea now. If I ever get elected to school board, which I never will because I'll never run. It's like October 31st is a half day and November 1st is a full day off.
Yeah, I support that.
You get a half day because you got to go to school and have your Halloween party. That's it. That's all you're doing all day. Dress up in your costumes, have your Halloween party, your Halloween parade in the school, and then you go home.
I feel like some places probably around like the country probably have something like that in effect.
I hope so. That'd be awesome. I want to find those places.
So then what about favorite Halloween movie?
My favorites, my go-tos are always, of course, I watch Halloween 1978, and then I'll watch Halloween 3. And then if I have time, I'll watch Trick or Treat, the 2009 movie, the anthology with Sam, the little spirit of Halloween.
I've never seen that.
Oh man, it's so good. It is like a perfect Halloween movie. It's because it's an anthology, so you have 4 or 5 stories going on in this movie, and they all kind of intersect at different times during the night in this town, and it got the vibes perfectly for Halloween.
Really?
Yeah. And then of course my new favorite is Hubie Halloween. I fucking love that movie. I can watch that movie every day of October and never get bored of it. It's like a comfort movie now. I just turn it on, have it on as background noise.
No.
What about you? Favorite Halloween movies?
There's so many. I didn't really get into the whole horror movie thing until, much
later in life.
Much later.
Like I did. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember more just Halloween theme things in general. Like Halloween Town on Disney.
Hocus Pocus.
What was the one? There was like a series of these movies where it's like Ernest, was that his name?
Oh yeah, Ernest Scared Straight.
Yeah,
Scared
that
Stupid.
one, Scared Stupid.
Yeah.
I remember that one came on a lot, and I would watch that.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the the sitcom tie-in episodes. Like every sitcom would have a Halloween episode airing that night.
Yeah,
and you'd have like Everybody Love Raymond, or like a Halloween episode, King and Queens, Halloween Friends. all those like classic sitcoms.
Yeah, exactly.
Would all just have a Halloween tie-in episode.
So watching that stuff when it came on, it was mostly just like the cartoons, honestly. Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, like they would run like
some of the best ones, man. The SpongeBob episode where like season 1 where they have the Halloween party at the Krusty Krab.
Yeah, yep.
Perfect. And then Hey Arnold. Remember the Hey Arnold Halloween episode where they convinced the whole town that aliens were invading?
Yeah. Wasn't he dressed up like a banana? Gerald?
No, that was like the pilot episode.
Was it okay?
Yeah, the Halloween episode. They listened to like War of the Worlds. Or their like version of it.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, we should really play a prank on like all the adults and we should all dress up as aliens, and they go through this elaborate scheme. And then the whole town is convinced they all show up as like an angry mob to kill these aliens. And then they realize it's all the kids. And it's so good. In the Haunted Train episode, I don't know if that's technically a Halloween episode.
But it pertains. Yeah.
Hey Arnold was my favorite.
Yeah. And of course, just like you had mentioned earlier, just the whole like atmosphere of that time of year when we were kids. There's something for me, it was going into like Halloween and then going into Thanksgiving. that 3-4 week span from Halloween to Thanksgiving was probably my favorite time of the year in school. Yeah, that fall, like, because with Christmas coming up, I think I love Halloween as like for what it is.
As a season.
But I definitely feel more nostalgic during Christmas time.
Okay. That makes sense. I think a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah, because there was the whole Christmas breaks coming up, you know,
the excitement was just building. Like,
yeah,
what am I going to get for Christmas?
What are you going to get for Christmas? See family, see friends, you know. We had that Christmas break, which, of course, it was only like 2 weeks, right? 2 or 3 weeks. And now it's like, that doesn't seem like a lot. But back then I was like...
It was a vacation.
Yeah, it was a vacation. I was like, man, I'm going to go to school for 3 weeks. Like, this is freaking dope. Like, you know, and... So it's that but Halloween, but it always started with Halloween as like a kickoff, that like whole nostalgic fall, winter season.
It's like, so Halloween's your Royal Rumble.
Basically.
Christmas is your WrestleMania.
Essentially.
You have no idea what I'm talking about. Any wrestling fans out there, they'll know what I'm talking about.
What's the difference between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania?
The Royal Rumble is like the kickoff to WrestleMania. Like the WrestleMania is the Super Bowl of wrestling.
Okay.
The Royal Rumble sets all the storylines in motion to get to WrestleMania.
Like the playoffs?
Kind of,
building up to it, essentially.
Yeah. And Thanksgiving's the Elimination Chamber. Wow, that's weird how that works out. Because like nobody really fucking cares about Elimination Chamber. Some people care about Thanksgiving. I'm not a big Thanksgiving guy. I like it. I'm fortunate enough that my family gets together like every Sunday anyway. So it's like a regular, it's just a day. It's like a Sunday on a Thursday.
Sure.
Except they make, you know, my grandma and Pat make different, they make Thanksgiving things. So Thanksgiving is not really, maybe like, God forbid that ever end, but when that happens, then I'll feel probably a certain way about Thanksgiving because I'll be like, oh, fuck, I really miss Thanksgiving. You know, the way it used to be.
Sure.
Just like I am now where I'm like, oh, fuck, I really miss the way Halloween used to be growing up. And still the same, you know, with Christmas. It's like you said, now you have a different perspective on it. That you can kind of enjoy your childhood through your kid now.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like a different experience. So the nostalgia you feel for like, you can live through him now. So like, at least you get to kind of have that a little bit.
Yeah. And that's what it is. It's like that. Same thing with Halloween.
Yeah.
You know, getting all excited for, you know, when we were kids, it was Pokemon, it was Star Wars, and now it's Minecraft and Roblox and, you know,
and Fortnite and all that other stuff. Yeah. Stuff that we're too old to really know anything about now, but they're kids and they love it.
But they know, but it's like a big deal to them.
Right.
So it's kind of just understanding. I know where you're coming from because I was a kid once.
Right.
But this is like what all the hype is this year. Like we did the trunk or treat. We had like the Minecraft as our theme, and it was a hit.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh! Like the kids, they loved it. They had so many kids. They're like, is that a nether portal? Oh my god! I want to go inside. And all the parents were like, "This was a good idea."
You guys really killed it, didn't you?
Yeah, basically. Like,
that's awesome.
Got a couple of dads just like they walk by and they did like the typical.
They gave you
the dad respect thing. It's like like you get it. Pretty much. It was funny. I was trying like not to laugh. It's just there's like one couple that gave the thumbs up. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's how my house was. I didn't do a Minecraft theme or anything, but my house is always spooky. And where I live, our neighborhood's very spread apart. Yeah. It's mountain-ish, kind of hilly. So we don't get a lot of on-foot trick-or-treaters, but most people will drive by and stop. I've got a reputation now that I have to keep going of having the scariest house in the neighborhood. Yeah, this year there was this one girl. I dressed up as like a scarecrow bunny thing with a big hook weapon. And it was like vague enough to where from a distance, if I stood still, it just looked like a decoration. And then when they would walk up my driveway and turn right or left onto my porch to get the candy, that's when I would move and get behind them. So when they turned around, there I was. And they would just, they freaked out. Yeah. It was awesome. And then the one girl, she like thought it was hilarious at first. Like she was all about it. And like her parents were like, get her, just scare her, just get her. So I'm like, okay. So I like start following her out the driveway and they're on like a 4-wheeler. So she's like she looks behind and she's like, okay, you can stop following me now. Like get away. And they're like, oh, and they're just like, the parents are just loving it.
Yeah.
And she gets behind the dad on the 4-wheeler. And I'm like, just doing like if you ever seen Halloween and Michael Myers does like the head tilts where it's like, he's just admiring his work kind of thing. Oh, it was just freaking her out. And she started crying. She hopped off the 4-wheeler, ran down the street, and then she was just bawling her eyes out. I was like, I'm so sorry. But they told me to scare this kid. And there was a group of teenagers like in the car, and they wouldn't even get out of the car to come up to the house. They wouldn't even get out. So I walked up to the car.
Do you guys want some candy?
Yeah, right. Happy Halloween. So I get enjoyment out of that. I like scaring the kids, but that's just because as a kid on Halloween, I liked being scared to a degree. Halloween felt dangerous a little bit. Like it was almost like you were doing something wrong. And I think that's what was so fun about it, because you were out after dark, out way past your bedtime with all of your friends, no parent supervision, and you never knew what was going to be lurking in the shadows. Yeah. Could be people you knew, could be our neighborhood was never dangerous or anything. I get it now, how some people were like, oh, I don't want to take my kids out trick-or-treating because you never know. But back then it wasn't like that. It was like, it just be some people out there looking to scare people. And it was awesome. You know, you didn't know. And then you get that huge adrenaline rush of being scared. And then you finally get home and dump all the candy. And it's just kind of like one of those, if you ever go to a haunted house, you get to the haunted house and you're in the line and they're like scaring you and you're like building that anticipation and your adrenaline's pumping. You go through the haunted house and you're getting scared. And it's just like the endorphins and the adrenaline. And then you get out and you get back to like the safe zone and you get a nice cup of hot cider and you're like, I'm safe now. And it, just a good feeling. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. We went to that paranormal Cirque du Soleil thing that was in town, and they had a haunted house kind of thing set up. And going through it, I wasn't really scared. I was kind of laughing.
Right.
And but it was funny because there was a guy there and he like tried to scare me and I started laughing and it was kind of like, oh, you're a laugher. And he started tickling me.
Okay. That's a choice.
I was like laughing, just like felt his like fingers.
Hopefully they were like allowed to do that.
Yeah, they were like touching you or whatever.
Okay.
It wasn't like my body. It was just like my arm. Like it was basically.
But I'm the same way though. It's like I get to a haunted house now and it's like I'm just appreciating the set design and I'm appreciating the costumes and the decorations and the thought that went into these haunted houses.
For sure.
They don't scare me. But back 15, 16, when it still was a little scary, you come out of the haunted house and your adrenaline's pumping and then you get to like the safe zone. You get the hot chocolate or the cider.
Remember, didn't we go one year?
Yeah.
To the campground? And wasn't there?
That was like the first haunted house I think I ever went to. And I just had a blast. Yeah.
And there was like a chainsaw guy
at the very end
chasing after us. Yeah. That was fun.
Oh, that's like that specific memory is what I'm equating. And you get back to the safe zone. They have the tents full of cider and all that other stuff, like in little treats. And you're like, oh, good. I'm safe now. And I can finally calm down from this high a little bit, you know, and it's like just such a cool feeling. It's chilly out and it's just.
Now as an adult though, it's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because now you have a bonfire, a nice cold beer,
a cigar
on occasion.
Just get to hang out and
just chill and
watch a horror movie on the tube, pop some popcorn.
Yeah.
After a good night, now you got a kid, you can come home and act the dad tax, and there you go.
This is great.
But I think Johnny K really put it best when he said that like it's just something about the season. It's about the leaves changing, and you see the moon and the stars, and it's a little cool,
crisp air,
and it just brings back just this sense of. It's not like wonder like Christmas where anything, you know, you're excited for. It's like a sense of just unabridged freedom. Like you're out with your buddy roaming the streets and prowling around or you're dressed as a superhero and you feel like a superhero or you're dressed as whatever you wanted to be that season and you get into that character.
Sure.
It's just a time to be something different.
Yeah.
And it just brings back such an insane amount of nostalgia and it still does. You know, brings new joy to a lot of people.
Yeah, no, I enjoy it. I love it too in the same way. Just Halloween night, running around. And I said for me, it's a little more being the parent now and kind of reliving it.
It's more tame, but you get to see it through his eyes a little bit and see them. Him being a kid and getting all excited. It's always fun. He's like picking his, like, I want to be this year. And he's done Minecraft for like 3 years in a row though, hasn't he?
He was, So yeah, it's just like
Hey, you like what you like, man.
I saw some pretty cool costumes though at the trunk or treat thing.
Yeah.
I saw Ezio.
Oh, nice.
There was an Ezio. So like every other kid was like Michael Myers.
Of course, he's really making a comeback.
Yeah, a couple Batmans, a couple Deadpools.
Of course.
But the best part about it was just handing out the candy and just seeing all the kids like laugh and enjoy themselves.
Right.
Like just being like a dad at a function like that.
Yeah.
It was so cool. And just like, what's going on, buddy? Like, oh, that's so cool. I love your costume. Like,
I guess I got to just bite the bullet and get on this trunk or treat train. I just got to do it.
You would love it. You would love it.
I like anything that's like that. So I'm
surprised you haven't yet, because as much as you love Halloween, like I feel like you would do it once and you just add it to the repertoire of things to look forward to every year at Halloween. You'll love it if you do it.
I'm just an old head stuck in my ways. So it was nice to sit and reminisce about it a little bit.
Yeah.
So
shooting the shit, just bringing up old memories.
Yeah.
Old exciting.
So this is a bonus episode that's going to drop on Halloween. So I hope everybody is having a great holiday, a great spooky season, a blessed Samhain. Any way that you celebrate. I know some people like to kind of sit and meditate for a little while, think about it's almost like a new year to some people. I was actually listening to Salem, the podcast, and they had on an actual practicing witch. And he's like, yeah, it's kind of like a reflection, kind of meditate on some people's names and just do some small rituals and stuff like that. So I thought that was kind of neat. But I hope it's a great holiday, great Halloween, and hopefully you make some memories with your kids, and maybe one day they'll be looking back on this time of their life like we are, and you'll be a big part of that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
And as always, we appreciate all the listeners out there that takes their time to listen to us sit here and shoot the shit for a little while.
Yep, absolutely.
We'll be back again the following Tuesday, wrapping up the spooky season. We got one more episode, a little bit ghost stories by the campfire kind of thing. Oh, yeah. So we'll pick out a couple of short ghost stories, read them, riff on them, laugh at them probably. Might be a little creepy. Who knows?
We'll see.
We'll see.
What were those stories? I can see the cover.
Oh, scary stories to tell in the dark.
Oh my gosh, I love that book.
Another childhood staple.
Yeah.
Just like Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Shadows and Sightings. Happy Halloween, everybody.